All right, let me attempt to go through this. Week 1, Chapter 1 and 2 homework. Follow along with me. Hopefully I can get it correct the first time here. It's embarrassing when I don't. Question 1, because resources are limited, right? People must make choices, right? Because there is this scarcity question, right? You only have so much money, you got to buy stuff. What do you decide to buy? It's your choices that makes that difference. Question 2, deciding how society products are distributed among its citizens answers the economic question of. Dun, dun, dun. This is a silly question. I wouldn't repeat this on the test, but who consumes the products that are produced? Yeah, it seems so obvious. Economics is the study of, and again, yeah, it's not the stock market, but it's about limited resources, right? The scarcity, choices involved with limited resources, right? Economists will always reach the same conclusion with the positive analysis. Again, this is what ought to happen. Again, this won't be on the midterms. That's a false question. Question 5, a key assumption of most economic analysis is that people are rational, meaning that they respond to incentives. That is true, except there has been a lot of studies recently, and the guy that won the last Nobel Prize for economics was looking at how people do not act rationally a lot of times. Like, an example is like, I mow my own lawn, right? I say it saves me some money, right? But then would I mow my neighbor's lawn if he paid me $20? No, I wouldn't. And that's about the money, as much money as I would pay. So it's really not rational for me saying that I'm saving money with my lawn. But anyway, question 6, a key assumption of most economic analysis is that people are altruistic, meaning that they act in their own self-interest. Now, if you're altruistic, you're thinking about other people, so it is false here. And again, this is the question with Mr. Adam Smith, again, the father of economics, with the invisible hand, that people don't, in a sense, make choices because they're worried about what other people are going to do with those choices and those economic questions. Again, a baker does not work hard because he wants to help other people. He wants to help himself. Basically, he wants to sell his products and do well for himself. So he's self-motivated, not altruistic. Number 7, there is a negative relationship between two variables. A little math here, right? And so it's obviously they move in opposite directions. We're going to do a lot of graphs with these things, but I will be doing a whole bunch of negative variables. Question 8, according to the principle of diminishing returns, an additional worker decreases total output. And I'm going to get into this next week, but basically diminishing returns, if I have a factory floor and I want to double the number of people in the factory floor, right? Again, I'll put so many people, they'll start bumping into each other. They'll still make more, but not as much in a diminishing, decreasing total output. Right? So here, I'll explain this better during the week. According to the principle of diminishing returns, an additional worker decreases total output. No, that's false. It's decreasing the amount of output, but it doesn't decrease the output. There's no negative output. Diminishing returns occurs because basically one of the inputs, the production, is fixed. And again, this is if I have people working in a room and I double the number of people in the room. The room stays the same size. That's the fixed part of that production. But my input of labor is doubled. So it has this diminishing returns effect, as we'll talk about some more. Question 10, again, watch this question will repeat itself on the final. Let me check. Carrie, what do you think? I'm doing this for my kid's room, who doesn't live here anymore. What is the opportunity cost of increasing production of manufacturing products from 500 tons to 600 tons, right? So again, I've got manufacturing products here on my y-axis. If I go from, what am I going from? 500 to 600. So I'm going from 500 to 600. I'm going from here to here. I'm increasing that. So I'm basically losing then 200 of my agricultural products, right? My 200 tons of agricultural products per year. I will bring an example of this in class, a printed example, and we'll talk about it. Let's see if I got this whole thing right, or if I got to do it again. Cross my fingers. 100 out of 100. Thank God. Took me 5 minutes. So follow along with this. We will talk about some of these things in class on Monday and move on to supply and demand, chapter 3. So have a nice weekend. This is due Sunday, but you can always do it late because there is drop ad going on. So this first homework is going to be a little flexible with the due dates.